I'm Kayum, and in this video we will going to learn two tasks on the Docker container. First one is that how to copy your host files to the Docker container, okay? And after that, if you want to commit the changes, okay? So for that, for example, if you had created some files, okay, or copied some files or directories or packages from your host machine inside a Docker container, and you know that once the Docker container killed, okay, so all the changes you had done inside the Docker container will be permanently lost, okay. So for preventing that, what we will do, we will first copy the files or directory to the Docker container inside the Docker container, and then I will show you that it has been it's being copied uh, inside the Docker container. What we can do, we can commit the changes, okay, of that Docker container inside a new image, inside a Docker new image, okay. So all the changes inside your Docker container you have done will be saved as a Docker image, okay. And that Docker image you can use in the next time, okay. So from the next time you can continue from the point where you had made the changes in the past, okay. So in this way you can save the changes uh, done inside the Docker container, and you can use it from the Docker image in the future, okay. So in this way, so here in this video we will going to try the case of scenario that how it will look like, okay. So you can see that we are logging inside our virtual machine, right? And I will show you that Docker is running, okay. You can see this is a Docker ps, okay. So no container is running inside the Docker engine, okay. So now what we will do, uh, let me show you that what are the Docker images we add, okay. So you can see we are having three Docker images, Ubuntu, right, Nginx and hello world. So for copying and committing purpose we will use the Ubuntu image, okay. So let's start with this, okay. Let me show you again image ls, okay. So for running this image we will use docker run -d for detach mode, then mention the Ubuntu, right, and then mention the sleep for 5000 seconds, right, and it will run in the background, okay. So this is being the ID, right. So let me show you that Docker is running, okay. Ubuntu is running in the background, okay. So now we have successfully ran the Ubuntu image inside the Docker engine, right. So after this let me show you that what we are having in our current folder. So we are having nothing, right. So what we will do, first we will create a file. For example, today is monday.txt. Now what we will do, we will append some content, hello Monday, okay. So we are appending this content inside the monday.txt file, and you can see this is the content of the monday.txt file, right. So now what we will do, take the pwd, right. This is the pwd, okay. So this is the current working directory of our Linux virtual machine we are working inside. So okay, get the detail of the Docker container which is running, copy this container ID, okay. Now what we will do, we will go inside our Docker container first, okay. Let me show you that we are having nothing there, right. IT, then paste the Docker container ID here and get inside the Docker. So guys, we are inside the Docker container, right. You can see this is our Docker container ID and we are in the Docker container, right? Okay, now we will create a directory inside here, or say Docker practice. Okay, you can see Docker practice. We will change, let me change the permission of this to 777. Okay, so you can see Docker practice, right? So let me show you the pwd. We are inside the current working directory as a root, right? So this has been done. Now what we will do, we will exit from the docker container which is running, right? And inside our host, what we will do, so for copying, okay, copying files or directory to the Docker container, we will use this command docker cp. Okay, so we don't have we are already inside the directory, okay, from where we want to copy the file. Okay, so just mention the file name here, right? This is the file name which we want to transfer to the Docker container. Okay, so I'm just mentioning this. Now here what we will do, let me show you one more thing. Docker ps, so we will get the container id. Now again docker cp, mention the file name which you want to transfer inside the Docker container, right? So we are doing this from the host. Okay, so just copy this container id, paste it, mention the colon. Okay, now mention the target directory file path. Okay, so we have created Docker practice. Okay, I think so. Okay, so just hit enter, and this is the output. Okay, so we have successfully copied 2.05 KB file to the Docker container. Okay, so this is again the Docker container ID, and this is our target directory, right, in which we had copied the file, right? So if you want to check that whether it is done or not, so you can log in inside the Docker container and check for the same. Okay, bin bash. Okay, okay, this is our directory from where we have copied the file. Okay, so now you can see this has been copied, and yeah, hello Monday. Okay, this is a file content which is this, right? So this way guys we can copy. Okay, where it is we can copy, right? We can copy the files or directories. This is the command by using which we had done the work. Okay, this is the file from our host we have successfully copied inside the Docker container. Okay, so this way guys we can do it, right? So now one more thing, one more time we will do it, right? Now this time we will create a directory called as Monday, right? We will create a directory Monday, and now we will transfer this inside our Docker container, right? So docker cp, mention the Monday, right? Mention the container id, colon, target directory name, and done, right? Now again log in inside the Docker. Okay, now go inside the Docker practice, and you will see that we have successfully copied the directory as well. Okay, so this way guys we can do. Now one more thing, what if the folder is having multiple files, right? What if the folder has a multiple files? So again go inside the say docker, where it is. Okay, go inside docker again. Okay, remove the file, remove the folder. Done. Now exit from the docker. Now again see what docker ps, right? Docker cp monday. Okay, copy the container id colon uh, uh, target directory, right? So okay, so guys, you can also copy the folder directory which is having multiple files inside it. Okay, so you don't have to mention hyphen r here, right? Just we do in our linux. Okay, so again what we will do, we will log in inside the docker. Okay, for seeing that whether it is being transferred or not. Okay, so now you can see here. Okay, we are inside our docker container. Now see. Okay, so these are the files. Okay, so these are the files and this is how we did this. So now guys, coming back to the docker, what we will do, remove all of this. Okay, okay, 1 minute, remove rf id, right? So everything has been removed. Okay, docker ps. So now guys, if you want to commit the changes happen to your docker container, so what which command you will use? So for that we will use for committing changes inside docker container. Okay, so we will use a command that is called as docker commit, right? So this command will be useful for committing the change happen to the docker container. Just mention the container id which you want to commit, and here guys, we will mention our image name. Okay, so this will be the new image. Okay, so for that we will say committed ubuntu, right? So this will be our new image. Okay, so this will having all the committed data inside it. Okay, so just click enter here, hit enter and wait for the commit to be completed, and after that okay, so commit has been completed. Now just kill the container, right? Okay, just kill the docker container 36a3, right? Okay, docker container has been killed. Yes, if clear the did image also, docker remove. Okay, done. I can see no docker image is running in the background, right? Now see that what are the docker images we have. Okay, so guys, you can see previously we had created this image. Okay, so what if we rerun this image? Okay, so will we get the committed data back? Okay, so for that run it in the detached mode and see that whether the committed data is there or not, right? So let's see. Okay, okay, so docker container is running in the background. Now just copy the container id here and again docker execute -u 0 -it, then mention the container id bin bash, right? So now guys, we are inside our docker container. So here guys, we are having our directory which we copied in the past container. Okay, so now you can see everything is there, right? Everything is there what we had already copied there in the Ubuntu image, and now we are having this as a committed data inside the new image which we had created. Okay, so this way guys you can permanent the changes, okay, in the form of a new Ubuntu image. Okay, so this way guys you can copy the content inside a Docker container from your host machine and create a new image to hold the committed data from the previous image. Okay guys, so hope guys this will be helpful for you. Thank you for watching this video.